What's going on, boxing fans? Joan Williams with The Distance. I'm here to give my thoughts on the Mayweather Pacquiao debacle. First off, I'm going to say I'm sorry I haven't been able to post this video sooner. I've been having a lot of trouble with my BlackBerry, so I'm using my webcam right now. I'm not the biggest fan of this webcam because it lags and stuff, so just please bear with me. And anyway, I'm just going to move on to the video. I'm just gonna look at it from both fighters' perspectives, and I'm gonna talk about, where to from here for both fighters if the fight doesn't happen. So anyway, first off I'm gonna talk from Floyd's perspective. I think with Floyd, he just wants a fair fight. You can't really blame a fighter for wanting a fair fight. Because if a fighter doesn't want a fair fight, then why be in the business? A lot of people are saying Floyd's afraid of Pacquiao. Why is he afraid of Pacquiao if he just wants a simple drug test? There's nothing wrong with having a drug test, before and after a fight. It's not like Pacquiao's taking the test and Floyd's not. Both fighters are taking the same test before and after the fight. Both fighters are, fighting at the same weight. There's no catch weight involved in this fight. Both fighters are fighting, I believe, for a championship. Both fighters, are 50-50. Both fighters are getting the same amount of money for this fight, but not necessarily the same amount, the same figures that each other get, because Pacquiao has but both fighters are with promotional companies like Mayweather is represented by Golden Boy and Pacquiao is represented by Top Rank. So I don't know how much Pacquiao has to pay Aaron or Mayweather has to pay his people, but both fighters are getting the same amount of money. It's 50-50 for this fight. Both fighters had agreed to everything except for this one simple drug test. So there was a video. I'm not gonna say the name of the person that's calling Mayweather fans nut huggers and stuff like that. One, I'm not a nut hugger of any fighter. I'm a fan of all fighters. So take that belief out the door, because I'm not a nut hugger of anybody. So, but it's a simple fact that Floyd Mayweather just wants a fair fight. Who doesn't want a fair fight? Tell me that. And I believe if it was the other way around, if Pacquiao wanted the drug test, I wonder if Floyd would take the test. If you ask me, I do wonder. But we can't say that because Pacquiao didn't do that. So, and on to Pacquiao's side, I believe with Manny Pacquiao, I think since he's the #1 fighter, he has his pay-per-views done better than Floyd's recent pay-per-view, and he's taken on guys that Floyd's fought and beaten them in, I guess, a faster fashion, even though he didn't fight the same Oscar that Floyd faced. He did have some good pay-per-view numbers. He is right now the top draw in boxing, believe it or not. Yeah, Floyd did about $1 million against Marquez, and Pacquiao, I don't know how much he did. I think it was in the 200,000, between 200,000 and 400,000, and he fought Marquez back in 2008. I'm not sure, but Pacquiao right now, he recently did 1.6 million against Cotto, and Cotto's last pay-per-view didn't do too well at all. And on top of that, with Cotto's last pay-per-view, with even Pavlik on the card, that pay-per-view didn't do well at all. So a pay-per-view card earlier with Cotto that had 2 champions on it, 2 top draws on it that didn't do well, for him to do well against Manny Pacquiao, for Manny Pacquiao to elevate, you know, the viewership, you know, for a fighter who's never done like a million, you know, had a million buys on pay-per-view, that's a lot. Because even the Margarito fight, you know, did like 300, 400,000. So, you know, Pacquiao, I think, is the top draw. I even think he did more for Hatton than Mayweather did. So, you know, that just says it all right there. Pacquiao is the top draw right now. He is the #1 fighter in the world right now. So I look at it like this: if you're the #1 fighter in the world, why are you gonna take, you know, these certain demands from another fighter who's not, you know, who's not the top draw and not the #1 fighter in the world? You know, I will say this: there's a difference between being the best and being #1. But see, Pacquiao. But right now, we don't know who the best is, because right now, you know, we have the two best, and they haven't fought each other yet. So that's the thing about it. But Pacquiao is the top draw. He is the #1 fighter in the world. So it's like, why take these demands from, you know, a fighter who's not the #1 fighter in the world, and who I'm gonna say is close to the top draw. You know. So that's how I look at it from Pacquiao's side. You know, Pacquiao's kind of I guess the mentality is I don't have to take, you know, I don't have to take these demands from a fighter that, one, is retired and just came back and fought a guy that I fought at a different weight, you know, and brought him up to a certain weight and beat him. And at the same time, you know, he's, you know, he didn't. I guess they're gonna look at the Hatton and De La Hoya fight and look at the way Pacquiao beat him compared to the way that Mayweather beat him. I think that's what they're thinking about, and a lot of fighters do that. They do think about they do compare past opponents and then determine a lot of stuff from there. So I think they look at that, and they look at, you know, how well Pacquiao's been doing on pay-per-view lately. So, you know, it's as simple as that. But overall, you know, there have been fighters in the past: Shane Mosley, Fernando Vargas, Roy Jones Jr., James Toney, recently Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. been caught using steroids, and most of the time these fighters won. I think Vargas lost when he used. They have lost and been fined for it, and some of it, and it has kind of tarnished, you know, careers and stuff. You know, and this is like in every sport. You know, baseball, football, and now, you know, in boxing every now and again. So, you know, it does tarnish your career if you use steroids. It does bring a lot of skepticism and confusion to a lot of careers. So, you know, do I think Manny Pacquiao is using steroids? No, I don't believe that he's using steroids. Not at all. Do I believe Floyd is afraid of Manny Pacquiao? I don't believe it at all. I just think he wants an even playing ground. I guess he wants to level everything, get everything, you know, on the same level, on the same page, so they can have a good fight. I think that's all he wants. But those are my thoughts on the situation. I do think the fight should happen, you know, either way. If Pacquiao say Pacquiao is caught using steroids, then just give a certain amount, you know, fine him and give him a certain amount of money. Give Floyd a certain amount of money or whatever. You know, do whatever just to make this fight happen. You know, I want the fight to happen. I'm a boxing fan. All boxing fans want this. So why not make the fight happen? But anyway, that's my thoughts on Mayweather Pacquiao. Hope you enjoyed the vid, whatever. But anyway, thanks for watching. That was The Distance. Peace.